Hi, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, before I begin anything, I really wanted to thank those who tuned into my last video. I really didn't expect it to get the little bit of traction it did, but I'm really glad you guys enjoyed it. It did really help motivate me to try and do more videos like that in the future. I currently have a few ideas at the moment, but they're on pause right now till I can actually start on them. The main one I'm thinking of doing is talking about my first professional animation gig, but I'm currently waiting to hear back about what I can or cannot share for obvious reasons. As for this video, it was kind of a last minute one, but another nostalgia-based video like the last. I recently was recommended a video from the YouTuber graffams, if I'm pronouncing their name correctly, where they recreated a painting using the software Colors on the 3DS. I was amazed with what they did. You should check out her video too, and I'll link it in the description. But I thought it was such a fun video idea that I thought it would be fun to do something similar with another software that Nintendo came out with. Not with Colors, but with the iconic software Flipnote Studio. For those who don't know, Flipnote was a software that was introduced during the era of the DSi, which was the updated version of the normal DS. I may be biased because I love this program so much, but I'd say it's one of Nintendo's best softwares they ever created, and I wish they did more with it. Flipnote came out in 2008 in Japan and 2009 in the US. The software was automatically available on the DSi, or at least it was for me, and it was essentially just an animation software. Just like how a flipbook works, you were able to create frame-by-frame animation. This was essentially the start of my love for animation. Flipnote was a really easy-to-use program, definitely a great beginner program for those who wanted to try animation out. Tools were very limited, but you were still able to create professional-looking animations. When I tell you the amount of Japanese artists that created crazy work on this little device always amazed me. This was the only one I was able to say before Flipnote shut down, but the limitations never stopped people from creating masterpieces like this one right here. On the original Flipnote, you only had 4 colors, black, white, red, and blue, and on the 3DS version, they added 2 new colors, being yellow and green. There was workaround for the color limitations though. With the brushes working as halftones, you had the opportunity to layer different colors to create new ones. You could also record audio to make music videos, skits, comics, or just have background music for your drawings. I would spend hours sitting on my DSi making all sorts of Vocaloid animations, and my parents can vouch for that. Aside from the actual program, there was a social media to it called Flipnote Hatena. Now, I didn't think about this when I recorded and wrote my script for my Drawcast video, but I had lied that Drawcast was my first ever social media. Hatena actually was my first introduction into an art-based social media. Flipnote Hatena was a social media attached to the Flipnote program that allowed you to upload and share your animations. Instead of likes, there was a star system where people could add as many stars as they wanted to show support to other creators. There was also a ranking system to show who the top Flipnote creators were. Personally, I feel that system made everything kind of competitive since people wanted that #1 spot. I think up to the very end, the creator known as Epic Guitar, I believe, would take that spot since their work was very professionally made. I'm genuinely curious if they ever got to work in the animation industry because they held that spot for many years, if I remember. Hatena ended up shutting down in May of 2013, primarily because the 3DS was taking over, and there were talks for a Flipnote application for the 3DS. We did get the 3DS Flipnote, but it was exclusive to Japan for many years, which was sad because us Americans never got to experience Hatena for the 3DS. We didn't even get Flipnote until 2015 and had to download it through the My Nintendo store. Hatena 3D never happened here, unfortunately, but at least we were given the chance to use it. That's what I'm going to be using today, making some art with it. Now I have my 3DS out with me with Flipnote Studio 3D open, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, why am I using Flipnote 3D instead of the original Flipnote? My DS unfortunately has succumbed to aging and has not worked properly in so long. Its LNR button stopped working, so Flipnote is literally unusable, well, for the way I use it. So I'm just going to use Flipnote 3D to make everything easier, mainly because my 3DS is still working and alive. And there's newer features on Flipnote Studio 3D that make things more helpful. Now to continue with the Flipnote talk, a lot of people did not know Flipnote was made available to the 3DS. I would get that comment a lot on TikToks that they didn't know it was available for them, which is pretty understandable because Nintendo kind of made it hard to come across. As I mentioned before, it was only available through your My Nintendo account, and you had to redeem a download code using platinum points, which was kind of annoying. Why did they do it this way instead of just putting it on the eShop? I have no fucking idea, because that would have been the most obvious thing to do. But it was clear Nintendo was just trying to get it out there and forget about it since we kept asking for it. It was only put out for a limited time frame as well, which again was weird, because why make it limited? When the typical My Nintendo platform ended / rebranded, it was removed from the redeemable rewards. So the only way you can get it now is if you emulate it on your 3DS, which I assume is possible because you can emulate anything these days. After Flipnote's sad end, people actually did come together and revive the servers under the name sudomemo. By setting up your Wi-Fi connection a specific way, you were given access to the server that's reminiscent of the original Hatena, and you were able to post your animations once again. It's been years since I last posted because I can't really make Flipnotes on my DSi anymore, but I assume that it's still active and running. As for a 3DS server, looking it up, it looks like there is something available for the 3DS too, which is exciting. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be trying it out since I don't make that many Flipnotes like I used to. I mainly just draw on it now every once in a while. Ironically, after all these years of using Flipnote, I do not know all the features by heart. I'm still learning new stuff the more I use it. One being the question mark brush. I never knew what this brush did, but it was meant to be used as a custom brush preset. To be fair, there were never that many tutorials out there at the time for Flipnote since people weren't using it like I was. Reflecting on my years using Flipnote, I get really nostalgic because it really fueled my passion for animation. I was like, wow, I can pursue this as a career, and I never look back. And I'm getting to do the stuff I love to do, which is creating content for others to enjoy. I really like to see how far I've come from making silly and god-awful animations on my DS to now. As I wrap up this drawing I'm doing, did anybody else have or use Flipnote? If you've been following me from the beginning, you know how much Flipnote consumed me. I mean, I have a whole fucking playlist with Flipnotes I've made. This was a fun video to do. If you want me to make more Flipnote videos like this, let me know and I may consider it. Here's my finished drawing done entirely using Flipnote 3D. What do you think? I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. If you want to see more consistent art done by me, consider following my social medias. I will have those linked in the bio. I tend to post more consistently on Instagram than any other social media. So if you want to see what I'm up to and what future projects I have planned, consider following me there. And with that, I will see you guys next time.